Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm up in Novi Sad, Serbia. My first time visiting the city. Super excited to get into it and see what's going on here. Had a fantastic trip last April to Belgrade, Serbia. That was phenomenal. So I'm very excited to get into the city. We're going to check out the fort, the old town, and try to get out and see some of the other parts of the city too. So stay tuned, it should be a good one. So behind me is the Church of the Name of Mary, which is a Roman Catholic church. And I believe the groundbreaking was back in 1897, 1892. I'll drop the exact date below. Absolutely beautiful church. And at night, they'll have some lights on it. Really, really stunning. And then as we look this way here is City Hall or Town Hall for Novi Sad. The details up in and around the windows and all the etchings and stuff, absolutely stunning. Stunning building. Of course, this gets all lit up at night and it's absolutely beautiful. All right, so here is the back and the side of the Church of the Name of Mary. And if you look up on the roof, I'll try to get a bit closer. The roofing tiles are green, and then there's like an orange and red or burgundy kind of design in the top. Hopefully it's showing up. I'll try to get a better angle. It's kind of hard to shoot from here, but it is absolutely beautiful. Very unique roof to a church. Never seen anything like it. And you can see the design actually carries on to the steeple, but it's like orange, yellow, and a light blue that goes right to the top where the cross is. But yeah, hopefully that's showing up on camera. It's actually really nice. If the sun was blazing, it would probably be a bit more clear. And you can see there's ice and snow stuck just along the edge there. We've got a few flurries and stuff over the last few days. So behind me at the end of the pedestrian street is the Bishop's Palace behind me. Gorgeous building. It's closed now. I'm not sure if they open it for tours in the summer or if it's just always closed, but it's a stunning building here behind me. Absolutely beautiful. And at night, they has like nice lights all over it and stuff. Really nice architecture in and around the windows. Beautiful. I'd love to have a look through. Not sure if I can, but I probably will be back here in the warmer weather. And then there's a statue out here. Not exactly sure who that is, but I'll look it up and maybe put the name below. Yeah, beautiful buildings here. And you can see off to the side, there's another church over there. I think that might be St. George's. We're going to pop over there in a few minutes and check that out. This is kind of interesting. They have a chronological timeline starting down here and it goes all the way down. There's like a little monument. We're not going to read the entire thing, but here it starts at 60,000 to 35,000 BC. This is the oldest archaeological findings dating back into the Middle Paleolithic age. Right here in the Petrovaradin rock, which is where the famous fortress is. And then you skip over to the next one and it's 55 and so on. Here's the 1st century, 13th century, 1526. So we'll skip ahead down to the other end and we'll go check it out. See, I'll follow along, see if there's anything. Well, it's all actually kind of interesting, especially if you're into history. This place, the history here goes back so far. We're going to check out that Petrovaradin Fort, and that should be a really good day when we go to check out that. So yeah, we'll head down there and see what the monument at the end is and the rest of the timeline. I'm not going to put it all in the video. Come check it out yourself when you're here in Novi Sad. Here in 2016, Novi Sad won 2 prestigious titles, the European Capital of Culture and the European Youth Capital. And you'll actually see on the like when you cross the road here, in a lot of places you go underneath the road on kind of like an underpass, and it's all marked with the European culture capital stuff all over it. It's kind of interesting. And here's the tile explaining that 2022 Novi Sad becomes the European capital of culture with the 4 new bridges slogan and the beginning of a now vision. Interesting. And right here we're finally at the little obelisk or whatever you want to call it. Let's just say that was put here. I think that says January 1st, 2023, and the current temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, hence why I'm walking around with my toque on. It's supposed to warm up later today. we'll see about that. At least the sun is kind of shining. And here we're just coming up onto the National Theatre of Serbia. It's quite a large building. I think it would be really cool to go in and check out a show here or a performance. Very nice building. Interesting that the National Theatre is up here in Novi Sad. And here's some information about it actually. It says after 120 years of successful work, the Serbian National Theatre moved into the white marble building right here. The building was put here in 1981. So it's been here for a while. It actually looks much newer than that. But what a gorgeous building. Oh, you can see right by the door there, 1981. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful building. And just behind me across the street is another theater. It's obviously not the National Theater. I tried to translate the front of the building, but it did not work, probably because I'm too far away from it. But it's obviously either a municipal or a provincial theater here. Pretty cool. They probably have some fun shows and stuff in there. Anyways, I'll see if I can find a little more information online and I'll drop it below, but fascinating building. Here's another beautiful church too. Look at the mosaic. They have mosaic all through the front of it. Really, really nice. I'll try to go around and get a better shot of it, but yeah, all little inlaid tiles. Very, very nice. So behind me is St. George's Cathedral, currently under a bit of a renovation, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to go and check that out. But if you look over just to the side here, that's the Bishop's Palace that we seen earlier in the video. Super stunning buildings here, absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, here is St. George's Cathedral. They're working all kind of in the front there. I'll poke my head in just to this little courtyard and we'll have a little peek. They have like a big monument here. Yeah, super nice, super nice. The date on the bottom says 1867. But yeah, beautiful old church. I'll definitely be back someday and maybe we'll peek our head in and take a tour when it's not under renovation. And this is the famous pedestrian street here in Novi Sad, in the old town, all lined with cafes, bars, restaurants, some shops. The other night I went through one of these alleys, and upstairs I met up with a Serbian YouTuber, and we had a few beers and some rakias and just kind of shot the shit for a few hours. It was a pretty fun time. And then we've been eating and shopping all around here. Absolutely beautiful. We went for a nice dinner over here at Corso. This is the building with all the hearts. Had a beautiful porchetta the other night, and my wife had a fabulous pasta. So anyways, if you're ever in Novi Sad, you got to check out this street. Of course, the churches and the palaces, all the restaurants and cafes. It's the place to be. Even in the winter, this place is completely packed at night. And wouldn't you know it, they even have an Irish bar here in Novi Sad, the Shamrock Bar. Of course, you'll find Irish bars literally everywhere I've been around the world. There's always one, hidden somewhere in the city. All right, so we're just making our way down to the Promenade. Stopped into this little kind of old school mall, and they had a little bakery in here. Grabbed some burek and another pastry with cheese and meat in it. Don't know what the name of it is. Absolutely fantastic though. I'll drop the address below. Definitely stop in here if you're in the area. And we got 2 pastries, the burek and the water, all for 600 RSD. Not bad. All right, so it's a bit drizzly here on day 2, so we're down at the Promenada here in Novi Sad. We're gonna go check her out. Looks like it's quite a big mall, lots of different stores in there, everything from Pull & Bear to IKEA apparently, so we'll head in and go check her out. All right, so we just took a browse through the mall here. Absolutely fantastic. Literally every store you could want in here. Timberland, Pull & Bear, you name it, it's in here. All kinds of Zara, it's full of Zara. They take up like half a floor. We just stopped at McDonald's, grabbed a little soda and a plum pie. Never had that before, so we're gonna try out that plum pie. And the food court up here is wild. It's super nice. I'll leave a couple shots before we head out, and there's like a little kiosk area with chimney cakes and stuff out in front of the mall. Maybe we'll check that out while we're heading out. And they still fry the pies like they used to back in North America. Let's give her a go. That is really good. It's plum with some cinnamon. Delicious. All right, so we're just getting out of the mall here. Gonna head back up kind of into where the old town is. That's where we're staying, up in the Combinat rooms. Actually, I will also be posting a room tour and a hotel review in a separate video. So yeah, we're gonna head about 20 minutes back into the old town, the Republic Square area, and see what we can get into and grab some lunch. All right, so we were just wandering around and stopped at this little craft brewery called Beer Kuz, or Beer Kuz maybe, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Went in, had a porter and a lager. My wife had a gin cocktail, very, very nice. And then we ordered a Cubano sandwich. They slow roast the pork right here on site. Absolutely fantastic. Of course, I'll drop the address below as always, but really, really good. So come and check it out if you're here. It's right in the old town, not far from Republic Square. And yeah, highly recommend. Great little atmosphere and fantastic beer. All right, so after that fantastic lunch we had, we were walking up the road here and we found, I think it's they're called cronuts, or it's some version of like a cronut, and they're stuffed with fruit. Well, here it was stuffed with raspberries and dipped in dark chocolate. Absolutely phenomenal. It's at this place behind me. I can't pronounce it, but I'll drop the name below. Absolutely phenomenal little donut dessert. Very, very good. So if you're walking around in the pedestrian area here in the city center, there's an H&M right behind me. And if you take the stairwell inside from the first to the second floor, look up to the ceiling, and there's an amazing painting on the ceiling. Absolutely stunning. You got to go in and check it out. After you go check out that beautiful H&M store with the mural on the ceiling, head down to the end of the road here. Right behind me, there's an old decommissioned tram car, and they converted it into a cafe bar. Really, really cool inside. A great place to have a coffee. And apparently the name of it, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, means like slow tram or something. Apparently it used to go so slow people could run or walk faster than the tram. But anyways, really, really cool spot here in Novi Sad to come and have a little coffee and just hang out for a little bit. All right, so I'm over here at the Jewish Synagogue in Novi Sad. Beautiful building. They're doing a few repairs around the outside and in the courtyard. I'm not sure if inside. It seems to be locked up today, but they do have some panels here and an exhibition inside. So that might be something you want to check out when it's open. It is, I think it's Statehood Day here in Serbia, so a lot of stuff's going to be closed, and of course it's under renovation. But they have some nice plaques and stuff outside. This one here says, from this building on April 26, 1944, Novi Sad Jews were deported to Nazi extermination camps. And then they have like a little marker over here with an inscription and some wreaths. Very fascinating building. Unfortunately, we can't get inside today, but highly worth coming down and checking out. It's a very grand, epic building. It's very interesting to see the architecture here in Serbia. You'll see the old kind of Yugoslav block buildings, and then you see brand new glass towers beside it. All right, so we were just making our way up to the train station to scout it out because we'll be taking the high-speed train down to Belgrade. It's a bit cold today and we had a little bit of snow, but we found this gorgeous park, this huge park. Lots of them up here in in Novi Sad. There's some beautiful ones. I'm waiting for the sun to come out and we're gonna go check out Danube Park. It's down towards the city center, absolutely beautiful. But yeah, they have some gorgeous, gorgeous parks up here, and they just put a pile of new trees. You can see how they're all staked through the park here. They're putting a lot of work into the infrastructure and stuff in the parks. It's absolutely, yeah, it's nice to see, really. And yeah, beautiful to walk. We love walking through parks, especially all over Europe. They just have the best parks in the world. And yeah, we're gonna go find this train station and see what else we can find along the way. We love just to wander around, and that's exactly what we're doing today since it's a bit chilly. We are gonna make it to that fort, and but we're gonna wait for the sun because the views up there of the Danube and stuff are epic. So we'll wait for a sunny day, which is hopefully tomorrow. I think the sun's gonna break this afternoon, and we'll head up to that fort first thing tomorrow morning. All right, so I just did a quick stop into McDonald's because I always like to check out a new McDonald's menu when I'm in a new country. So I popped in and I got the crunchy cheese with jalapenos, which was a beef burger similar to like a quarter pounder, and then it had a fried cheese patty underneath with some spicy sauce and some jalapenos. Absolutely phenomenal. Really enjoyed it. Not too much cheese, just enough. It was really good. And then I went with simple mozzarella sticks and some Thai chili sauce, which was a nice side versus the standard fries. Anyways, I would say must try it if you're here in Serbia. Yeah, so we were just strolling through some of the back streets on our way back into the city center from the train station, and we came across, oh, they have this brand new apartment building going up. Looks very nice, and you can see the construction's just started. Yeah, as you can see behind me, there's another one going up right there, and there's going to be another apartment building going right here. So there is a lot of building going on in Novi Sad. All right, guys, good morning. We're here on, I think, day 3, and it was supposed to be sunny and +5, and it's cloudy and -1, but that's okay. We're heading over to the fort, and I decided we'll take the long way. We're gonna hit some parks. As you can see, there's a bunch of Serbian flags back here and some sculptures. It was really warm here, and you can see the grass and some of the weeds are popping up already, and then we brought the winter back with us, I guess. So we're gonna head on over to the fort, across the Danube, and then take the long way all the way to the fort, and then we're gonna go check that out. Hopefully stuff's open. It was a statehood day here just the other day here in Serbia. They had a big celebration down in Belgrade. They had fireworks and everything on the waterfront. Looked lovely. Unfortunately, I missed that, but I'll be there in a few days down in Belgrade. So yeah, we're just gonna walk through this park. It's not exactly the most beautiful park right now, but in the summer it would be amazing. They have beautiful trees and plants and rose bushes and flowers everywhere, statues. They really did a good job on their parks. Unfortunately, it's winter, so not a lot in bloom right now, but that's okay. We're still enjoying it. Look, you can see here in one of the beds, the flowers are already up, but unfortunately we're back to -1. It's gonna be beautiful in probably a few weeks though, when everything starts to come back into bloom. And this is kind of cool here. They have an entire skate park just built right in this park. Of course, they got basketball hoops here. Basketball is massive in Serbia, if you didn't know. Yeah, cool little skate park here. We're gonna head over. There's the bridge right there going over the river. So we're gonna hook onto the stairs and head over there right now. But yeah, nice little park here. Not too far from the Panorama Mall. Or the Promenada Mall. Not too far, probably like 5 minutes from that down the road. All right, so we made it down to the beach here, or locally known as the Strand. Here's the beach. Of course, it's February, so it's completely closed down here, but I thought I'd just include it in the video. It's full of like beach bars. It looks like an entire market filled with like restaurants, bars, cafes, beer gardens, everything. And there's a beautiful like running trail up along here just behind the Strand. It'd be super fun, I think, in June or July, August. It'd be amazing. But yeah, really nice place down here. Right on the Danube, of course. They got your little parasols and everything. Gorgeous spot. All right, so we're gonna make a small adjustment to the plans. As you can see on the map here, we're here at the Strand, and we were going to take Liberty Bridge over the Danube and then walk all the way to the Petrovaradin Fortress. But what we're going to do, because it's quite cold and windy and that bridge is going to be freezing and it's a long bridge, we're going to walk this like promenade path all the way to this bridge and go that way and not walk the other side of the Danube. It is just a little too cold today. So we're going to shorten our commute over to the fort. We're going to head out there now and we'll see what's along this way. I didn't actually look anything up on this side of the river, so we'll see what we can find. Yeah, so this ended up actually being a great way to take. It's lined with, you can see here, that's the running trail. On the other side's the bike path, and then a huge pedestrian path, and it's lined with beds, trees, basketball courts, tennis courts, playgrounds, ping pong tables, everything. They did a really, really nice job down here. And if you walk pretty much anywhere in Serbia, you will come across a popcorn stand, and down here on their promenade, or whatever we want to call this trail, there's one there. Obviously it's closed now because it's February, but yeah, you will literally have the smell of popcorn as you wander through the streets of Novi Sad or Belgrade. It's actually quite nice, and the popcorn is delicious. All right, so we made it across the Danube. The fort's behind me. We're gonna head up there now. Looks like a really cool old kind of town here with the roofs. It looks completely different from the other side. So we're gonna head her up. Fortress is this way. We'll get at it. Yeah, so we're just literally at the bottom of the fort, but what a difference in architecture over here on this side of, well, this is actually Petrovaradin, not Novi Sad, I believe. But yeah, it's very like pink. You got some pastel greens and yellows. Completely different vibe from the other side of the city. Really gorgeous. And there's a cool little church right here. So anyways, we're gonna figure out, the fort is literally just on the other side of this building. So we'll make our way up there. Maybe we'll have a little peek at this church first, see what that's all about. Old school. Look at the shutters up on the top. Interesting. So here's the front of the church. Unfortunately, I can't read Cyrillic, but the date is 1925 etched here into the stone. And it looks like it says Tomislav. Hard to make out, but yeah, definitely a cool kind of old church. Love the vibe of it. Very interesting. I like the little inlaid statues and stuff. Really sharp. Not sure if we can get inside for a peek, but it doesn't really look like it. Here's a backside shot of that church. You can see all the old shutters and stuff. Really cool, really cool. And it looks like all these roofs have recently been redone. Really sharp looking, actually. Cute little town or village. All right, check out the view behind me. There's the Danube right here. That's the bridge we just came across. We stopped at a little cafe just over there, and we walked this entire kind of promenade back that way. Gorgeous view of the city. And then here's a better shot of the town below. Really, really nice. All right, so we're up at the fortress here, and there's about 13 to 16 kilometers of catacombs and tunnels underneath. I'm not sure if this is part of it or even if it'll show up in the GoPro, but you can see it looks like the fortification runs over there. And I'm assuming the catacombs run all over the place. This fortress is known as the Gibraltar of the Danube, and it's impressive and massive over here. Unfortunately, the clock tower here, the famous clock tower, they're doing some renovations. Probably a good time of year to do it since it's February, not a whole lot of tourists in town. But yeah, it's an impressive building. You can book a tour of the catacombs. And there's also a city museum here. You can go do a tour of that. But the catacombs, you have to like sign a waiver. It's like an all-day thing. You got to bring like clothes, change of clothes, and hiking boots and stuff. It's sounds like it's pretty intense. I'll try to find the information for the catacombs tour, and I'll link it in the description. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And they did all the love locks, of course, along the railing here. But quite impressive views up here. Well, you can see the roses were already starting to come out, but now they're covered in ice. And if you look way off in the distance in the back hills, they're covered in snow. Not too much snow down in the city here, just like a little light dusting, but up there it looks like there's a fair amount. So you can see the route we took over. That's Liberty Bridge down there, and the Strand's kind of right below it. And then we walked all the way up kind of this promenade and then over this bridge. Gorgeous walk. I highly recommend, if you're in Novi Sad, taking a trip down that promenade. And then of course you get up here to the beautiful fort. So you can see behind me the fortifications actually go quite far away. I'm not sure if you can access that, but it appears that you can. There's like little walking trails and a road, so you can probably drive up here like I mentioned earlier, but it's quite extensive. It's not just the yellow building back here in this, it's goes quite a ways actually. And here's another angle from when I was showing earlier about the defenses going across to the other side of the highway. Very clearly now you can see that they do. Huge place here. I'm not sure if you have access to that side, but yeah, it's quite a big area here. All right, so we just took a spin through the City Museum of Novi Sad. Very good museum. Starts way back with Neanderthals, goes up through the Bronze Age, all the history into the Romans. They found all kinds of artifacts here. It's fascinating to go check it out. Then they kind of have like a little space museum in there. Some Tesla stuff, and a female scientist, Maleva, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Absolutely fantastic museum. Highly recommend checking it out, and it's 400 RSD a person, so totally affordable. Anyways, we're gonna go head to some lunch here up on the fort and then back into the city center. All right, so we stopped for a quick lunch at Terraza here. Beautiful spot, excellent food. I went with a shopska salad. They started us with some fresh grilled bread and some whipped butter. Amazing. The shopska salad, one of my favorite salads in the world, absolutely phenomenal. And then I went with a kind of like a turkey scallopini, which came with a little fresh cheese, grated almond or crushed almonds, and a blueberry sauce with some local vegetables underneath. Absolutely phenomenal. And my wife just had the shopska salad and the soup, which was absolutely phenomenal. So anyways, we're done for the day. We're gonna go for a little siesta, head back to the city center, and we'll see what we can get into later and tomorrow. So it turned out to be a beautiful sunny day here, so I hooked onto that same trail or promenade that I took up to the fortress the other day. So I figured I'd take it down. This is the far bridge. You can see the fortress there. That's Petrovaradin Bridge. We're gonna go to the final one. It's supposed to be a monument down here somewhere. Nice walk though along the Danube, absolutely beautiful, and it's great that the sun is finally out. All right, so I made it down to the monument, almost down to that far bridge, almost the end of the promenade, I think. This is a monument to a famous Azerbaijani composer, from what I gather. The signs are all in Serbian, obviously, so I did a little quick Google Translate. This is the monument here. Pretty slick. I love all the statues, monuments, and busts around town. Always very interesting. I love history and reading about everything. But yeah, here's the far bridge and the Danube. Great little walk. And then they have some benches down here. You can have a seat. Beautiful. It'd be amazing in the summer to go all the way down around the bend to Liberty Bridge. But for today, I'm just gonna make it to that one, and then I'm gonna go head in and try to find the Serbian Orthodox Church, the big one. I'm gonna go see if I can find that. So I'm just walking over to the church through some of the back roads here, and just came across this whole area here, all under construction. They're putting all new cobblestone sidewalks in. Looks like all the buildings have been redone. Looks like it's going to be quite the popular area. We're only about 5-10 minutes out from that church now, over from the promenade, but yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful area. Yeah, check out some of the detail in these buildings. Beautifully redone, and they're all kind of different colors and stuff. A lot of construction. It is going to be super nice when it is done. Very, very nice. All right, so I made it up to the church. That's the building there behind me. I just popped my head in and quickly took a quick look around. I didn't want to disturb anybody. I'll leave those shots right below. Beautiful church, well worth the walk up here. It's really, really nice. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head because it's all in Serbian and I got to translate everything, but of course, as usual, I'll leave it below. But if you're staying in the downtown, old town kind of area, definitely about a 15-minute walk, but well worth it. It's absolutely gorgeous. All right, guys, earlier I mentioned I met up with a Serbian YouTuber the other day. Well, this is him, Andre, and he's from Relocation Serbia, and we just did an interview up in a bar. So I'll let Andre explain about his YouTube channel and what he can offer anybody wanting to come over here.
Thanks, Scott. So my name's Andre, like Scott just mentioned. I'm the founder of Relocation Serbia. What we do is we help individuals looking to relocate or even visit Serbia do so. If you're someone that's wanting residency here, buying up property, whatever it might be, we help you with all the legalities, all the propaganda and the bureaucracy that that Serbia has to offer you. And if you're looking for tourist advice as well, we do that too on our channel. And our channel is very informative. We try and give you the real deal, especially myself being from Canada. I kind of do an explanation of what's the difference between Canada and Serbia, and then do some tours around Serbia as well.
Awesome. Thanks very much. So if you want to check out Andre and his business, Relocation Serbia, and his YouTube channel, I will link it all down in the description below. All right, so today we woke up and had a little breakfast and decided to head down to Danube Park. It's quite a nice park right in the city center, of course named after the river. There's a bunch of statues and monuments throughout. They have some ducks and they have some turtles actually in here, which is an invasive species. It was there's a little plaque over there saying that a homeowner released it and now it's multiplied somehow, and it's become a real nuisance for the park. So interesting. But yeah, we're gonna have a spin around, check out a few of these monuments. Obviously it's February, so nothing's in bloom, but it's still a gorgeous park. So we'll go have a look. We got a little friend following us now ever since we came into the park. He's no more than about 10 feet away from us. Nice dog though. Little cafe here tucked back in the corner of the park. It's quite nice. Lots of seating and stuff around too. Little gazebo over here. This would be stellar in the summer for sure. Even the spring when everything starts coming up. Yeah, you can see all the bulbs, and I think these are hostas starting to come up. It was a little warmer and then they kind of snapped back to cold, but nature is trying to get going here. There's our personal escort. I think he's sad because we're at the end of the park here, so he's putting his puffy face on. But he's followed us the entire way through this park, never more than 10 feet away. All right, so he followed us around the entire time, and he was such a good dog. I went over to the local supermarket, grabbed him some dog treats, so he was a good boy. Here, buddy. All right, so just finished my stroll through Danube Park. Absolutely phenomenal. So I think this is the place I'm gonna wrap up the Novi Sad video. Had a great visit, even though it was a little cloudy and rainy, but I did come in February, so to be expected. At least we didn't have a blizzard. Thoroughly enjoyed the city, seen quite a bit of it. I would highly recommend putting this on your list if you're coming to Serbia. If you take the high-speed train from Belgrade, it's about 30-35 minutes to get here, so you could do it in a day trip. I would suggest staying a bit longer because there's quite a bit to see and do here. Lovely city, lovely people. The food was phenomenal. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.